Dryvit Systems Canada. This video will demonstrate recommended mixing procedures to create proper consistency and achieve maximum pot life for Primus DM and Genesis DM. Recommended equipment includes a clean, empty 5-gallon pail, clean, potable, fresh water, a bag of Primus DM or Genesis DM product, a 500 to 1200 RPM powered drill, a 4-pronged twister type mixing paddle, a measuring stick or ruler, a margin trowel, and personal protective equipment such as respirator, gloves, and eye protection. Begin by adding cool, clean, potable, fresh water to the empty pail and filling it to a starting depth of 4 inches to 4 3/8 inches, or 10.2 centimeters to 11.1 centimeters. The amount of water needed depends on desired consistency. Marking this measurement onto a paint stir stick and inserting it into the pail works well. Cut the bag of dry mix open to remove the front corner of the bag. Place the mixing paddle into the water. This will keep any of the dry mix from getting trapped underneath the paddle. And then pour roughly 1/3 of the bag into the pail. Attach the mixing paddle to the power drill and tighten as required. Take care to leave the mixing paddle on the base of the pail until mixing starts to help avoid lumps being created in the base coat. The 4-pronged, twisty mixing paddles have a different impact on the wetting of the dry material that is more conducive to a longer pot life. It is recommended to grind down the edges of a new paddle slightly and keep the bit straight up and down while mixing to avoid plastic shavings from the pail being mixed into the material. Mix thoroughly for several seconds until all powder is blended, and then add the next 1/3 bag of powder and mix thoroughly until blended. Take care at this stage that material doesn't spill over the sides of the pail. Using the power drill in reverse pulls the product downwards, thus helping to guard against oversplash. Make sure you set the drill back to forward before mixing it the next step. Add the remaining powder into the pail and mix until blended. You may have to add the remaining powder in increments in order to fit all of the material into the pail. Use the scraping tool to remove all dry powder from the sides of the pail and mixing paddle before proceeding. Mix thoroughly for 2 to 3 minutes, ensuring that the mixing paddle reaches all areas of the pail. After mixing, the product thickness should be the exact same consistency that you expect to have when using the product after the false set. If the product is too stiff or too loose at this point, add only enough water or dry powder to achieve the required consistency, and no more. Allow the base coat to false set for a minimum of 8 to 10 minutes and avoid leaving product in direct sunlight while setting. Lift mixing paddle in and out of the pail in order to protect your wrist from being twisted, and mix thoroughly for approximately 30 seconds to break the false set. Following these instructions for mixing Primus DM and Genesis DM will ensure good consistency and maximum pot life for these products. Environmental conditions and a good water source must always be taken into account when seeking to achieve the best finished product possible. Working in cooler weather will extend the pot life. However, in hot, dry, or windy weather, the pot life will be reduced. Although the product can be expected to set within 24 hours, its curing process continues for days beyond the set. Cementitious materials need 28 days to attain most of their final performance properties, so be mindful of inclement weather conditions in the short term. Thank you for watching. Any questions or for instruction on mixing some of our other base coats such as Rapid Dry, Dryflex, Primus, and Genesis, please refer to datasheets on www.dryvit.ca or contact your local Dryvit representative.